my friend, and welcome to this weekend vlog. We're still in the spring, almost summer season. We had a few really nice days here in Norway the past days, around 20 degrees, but it really depends on if it's sunny or cloudy. I definitely feel a big difference, and it's not super stable so far. So we have like a bit of rain in between, and then it's getting cloudy again, and then sunny, and it's just not so reliable in the past days. So yeah, this morning we had beautiful weather, blue sky, sunny. I knew that it would get a little bit cloudy over the day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk right in the morning. And I have to say, at 7:30, there are not so many people out there. You really have the park and the streets for yourself. So that's something I really like of being like a morning person. Really enjoying listening to birds and enjoying sunshine and just the quietness, even though you live in a city. That is kind of nice. Yeah. And I hope you have a wonderful day too. And before we start with the day, I thought I'd show you some impressions from my last visit at the museum. My friend Rachel and I, we went to the Paradox Museum. It is a privately owned museum. That's why it was a bit more expensive. I think we paid 270 Norwegian krone, which is quite expensive. If you go to the Munch Museum or the National Museum, I think you pay at least 100 krone less and you get much more. I would say you can do the whole exhibition in the Paradox Museum within an hour. You get to do a lot of fun stuff, and like there are a lot of like picture points where you can take pictures, and it's so funny to see how we just see things wrong and how our perception changes by just how things are a bit arranged differently. And yeah, we had a lot of fun in there, so it was a lovely stay and I would definitely recommend it. So today I don't have like super many plans. I definitely have to edit a video and I want to work out because tomorrow I have my physiotherapy and it's my last session before I kind of stop, because I will probably transfer to a treatment here in Norway. But I have to say that my injuries and my body is feeling so much better, because I haven't gotten any new injuries since March, I would say. Like the plan that I've gotten from my physiotherapist is working really well. I managed to do like 2 to maybe 3 workouts per week. Mostly 2 strength and 1 cardio is kind of like the general gist what happens through the week. And then I also go for a walk sometimes, and obviously I walk to work and from work, so I get a lot of movement in. But I definitely can see that I've gotten stronger, and it's so fun to see when I can increase the weights. And yeah, I'm really happy that my body is currently feeling a bit more stable and safe, even though the progress is obviously very slow. But it is what it is. We are grateful for not having much pain. I still have a bit of a hip bursitis, but it's also much less than before, so it's all going in the right direction. Very grateful for that. But I think I'm just taking you with me on my weekend. Tonight I wanted to go to a women's circle. I have been there before once and it was really fun. I'm not gonna film there, but I can talk a bit about it when I'm coming back from it, what I've learned this time. It has like different themes and I don't know what theme it is today, so stay tuned on that. That's the plan. Let's get started with editing, working out, taking a shower, making some lunch maybe one day, one time.
I met an old man. I said, tell me your story. He took out a notepad and wrote something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got. I met a young man. Searching for glory. I took out an old pen and wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road.
Today's workout, I did 12 minutes with Grow with Joe and then my physiotherapy exercises. My physiotherapist has her own app, so I'm just kind of like following what's in there. I definitely have to say that I train way less than I used to, like before 2025 in a way, but I do see that I'm more consistent. Like last 6 weeks I always trained at least twice. This week I trained 3 times, and I think 7 weeks ago I also trained 3 times. So there is more like less workouts but more consistent, and there are less like longer breaks in between, which I definitely can see. If I look back, I could see that they were often like training quite hard, or hard for my body, and then break for like 2 weeks and then starting again. And it's like just on and off the whole time, and I still feel a bit resistant about not being able to train the way I want to, but I definitely see the results now that I'm more stable. I don't have any new injuries since March, so it was definitely the right way. So I'm very happy with that. And I have to say, also doing Grow with Joe, I used to get injured all the time doing her workouts because the duration is quite long. Well, everything from 10 to 50 seconds, and like 10 or 20 is fine. 30 is okay, but 40 or 50 is way too much, especially for my arms. Like legs, it's okay, depending on how intense it's going, but For my arms, I had to decrease and say, okay, I'm not going to do as much. You just have to find your way with a hypermobile body, and it takes quite a lot of trial and error, but currently I'm really happy where my body is, and yeah, just being mostly pain-free is a wonderful feeling. So I just took a shower. I have to get dressed. I have to eat something before I'm going to my women's circle. I actually saw the topic is breathwork, and she has like a guest breathwork facilitator, I'm guessing. Really looking forward to that because I have done that before. It's very interesting and definitely does something to you, so really looking forward to do that.
It's time to go. I pray he reads what's on the note and takes to heart what I wrote.
Yesterday's women's circle was very nourishing. I thought it would be breathwork, but our facilitator told us that she changed the order, so breathwork will be next week. And yesterday's topic was female heritage, so we talked a lot about our mothers and grandmothers. And last time I was there, it was in, I think, in February. Yeah, it was definitely like winter, it was dark, we were a lot more people, so it was a completely different vibe than this time, spring, and we were only 3 people, so we definitely had a bit more time to discuss certain things and share things, and it's a very vulnerable space. You're not allowed to share other people's stories, obviously, and you're not supposed to coach them, you're just supposed to be listening, and it really creates a lovely safe space. And it's also something that I find so interesting because in Norwegian society there's not a much space to going very deep and being very personal just by doing something together. It just kind of like develops over often a lot of months or years, and that you kind of like can talk with other people about such deep topics, people you don't really know. That feels very interesting. Like, I definitely crave these kind of experiences. I love the Camino de Santiago because I mean, you don't have small talk on the Camino de Santiago, so that's kind of like, it felt a very similar vibe, and I had a lot to think about afterwards, so it was a lovely evening. I'm very grateful that I went. Before we ending this vlog, I wanted to share some of my readings that I have been going on in the past days. First of all, I read a book that was in German, Die Kleptomanin. I have to look up what it is in English. Hickory Dickory Dock from Agatha Christie. It's an Hercule Poirot book, obviously. I'm back in my crime era, and I kind of continued. I continued with an Agatha Christie book. It's Siste time hos tandlegen, so that's the one in Norwegian. I got it at the library. Let's see. Want to buckle my shoe. I'm I thought I had read that book before, but it really doesn't ring any bells. Like, I don't know anything about a dentist, so might be my first read. And I have read a lot of Agatha Christie books, so I don't really know how many books I haven't read. I know I haven't read the last book of Hercule Poirot because I'm so afraid that he dies, or it's just that it's going to end, so I don't want to read that book. I talked to my friend Rachel about it because she wanted to recommend me reading it, or she had it or something like that, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna read it. I don't want to do the ending. Then on my Kindle, I'm currently reading The Vagus Nerve Reset, Train Your Body to Heal Stress, Trauma and Anxiety. And it has like a 3-phase nervous system regulation reset in a way. And really liking it. I'm just reading through it now, but I thought about taking that as like not a new goal. I have enough goals, but you know, I have one goal that's kind of like self-care, and I thought like that would be cool to say, okay, I'm gonna work on that book and going through the different phases. So I might gonna do that. I think it's very practical. It has really good ideas and it's not overwhelming either. She really says, okay, we're gonna start with that, and it's important to have some kind of documentation or tracking so you know what are your triggers, but also like how you improve probably. And yeah, I'm really liking it so far. And then I haven't started this book, but I got it at the library. It's called The House Beneath the Cliffs. Anna moves to Crovey, a tiny fishing village on the Moray Firth, for a fresh start. But when she arrives, she realizes her new home is really no more than a shed, and the village itself sits right on the edge of the sea, in constant danger of storms and landslides. Has she made a terrible mistake? Yet, as she begins to learn about the Scottish coast and its people, something she thought she had lost reawakens in her. She rediscovers her love of cooking and turns her kitchen into a pop-up lunch club. But not all the locals are delighted about her arrival, and some are keen to see her plans fail. Will Anna really be able to put down roots in this remote and wild village? Or will her fragile new beginning start to crumble with the cliffs? I thought about having that as like a beach read. I'm not 100% sure if I get in the vibe, because Scotland doesn't associate with me like warmth and sun and beach, even though there are obviously a lot of beaches there as well. But we'll see if I'm gonna read it as like a vacation read. But it says it's a novel of friendship and food, storms and secrets, and the beauty of second chances. And that totally felt like that's something I like to read. But I think with that, the vlog is getting over too long, so I think we end it here. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm really looking forward to see you again soon, and have a wonderful day.